Good afternoon and welcome to Muskegon Rotary. My name is Jenny Sprague. I have the privilege of serving as your president for this year. Our program today will be presented by our Interact students to talk about their plans for the current school year. We'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance, reflection from Mary Ann Gorman, and we will close our meeting with the four-way test. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Mary Ann?
With the ending of World War I, President Woodrow Wilson declared November 11th as Armistice Day, a day to honor World War I veterans. It was later established as a legal holiday in 1938. And in 1954, following the Second World War and the Korean War, and at the urging of veterans services groups, Congress amended the language to read veterans rather than armistice. Thus, November 11th, 2 days from now, is the day that we honor American veterans of all wars, both living and deceased. Words to reflect on as we celebrate this holiday from President Ronald Reagan. Veterans know better than anyone else the price of freedom, for they've suffered the scars of war. We can offer them no better tribute than to protect what they have won for us. And from President John F. Kennedy, as we express our gratitude, we must never forget that the highest appreciation is not to utter words, but to live by them.
Thank you. You may be seated. Enjoy your lunch. I always wish I could give you more than 10 minutes for fellowship, but make it work. We're ready to proceed with our program. Well, I'm ready to proceed with our program. Fellowship is good, but we gotta go. So if you're a visiting Rotarian or if you have a guest, if you could please come up next to the lovely Jackie Fisher, and she will assist you with the introduction of your guests. And while that's happening, I'm going to share a brief moment with you about the Rotary Foundation. What you see here is a photo of one of our food trucks. Clearly during COVID, everybody's wearing masks. And we are actually trying to put together another truck, and we'll be letting you know more about that as it happens. But that's in our future. So at the moment, I'm going to share this. What is Rotary? May we use our skills to provide service to others less fortunate and help them to be self-sustaining. May we continue to grow as Rotarians so that we stand in our community as a symbol of those willing to freely put service above self and make this, our community and the world, a better place to live. Rotary is the way to light a candle. I light one, you light one, 1.2 million Rotarians light one. Together we light up the world. And I just wanted to share a little thing that I discovered when I was getting ready to go to brunch in DC a few weeks ago. They have what's called the Extra Mile there, and it's the Points of Light, the volunteer pathway. It's a mile-long walking path in the heart of DC and honors individuals who have made service and transformation of our communities in the nation and the world. And one of those points of light, right near the old Ebbett Grill, is Paul Harris. He is recognized for what he has done by starting our service organization, which works for the world. So look down when you're in DC. So.
You have to come over. Yeah. Yeah, hi.
Right there.
Right there. Hi. Our guest today is John McCleve, and John's a native of Muskegon. And he had a short career in sports medicine, working with folks at Reese Puffer Schools. And recently he has opened his own agency, the McCleve Agency, which is with Farm Bureau Insurance. John McCleve.
Good afternoon. I'm pleased to introduce to you Scott Rudvoets. Scott is originally from Midland and Muskegon and lived for 28 years in Canada and has since moved back to Muskegon, and he's a prospective member of Muskegon Rotary. Welcome, Scott.
Thank you.
Fit us all in.
Oh, you might have to
Squeeze.
do a little group hug here.
Hi, everyone. Today we have guests from Baker College, the Rotaract Club specifically, as we bring it back to life. You'll hear more from them later, but we have Jamie Soa, the club advisor and director of student affairs, Kiana Roberts, also club advisor, Mikkel Jones, and Jillian Singleton, they're both members.
Good afternoon, Rotary. I'm so polite. All right, enough politeness because we're going to yell loud because we're cheering for the Reese Puffer Rockets. To introduce two of the seniors is Christia Whitaker. She is the assistant principal at the high school.
Good afternoon. Thank you for having us. It's always a pleasure to join here at your meeting. I have a couple of our real strong students in the senior class at Reese Puffer who really embody what we hope for all of our students. They've set very high standards for themselves academically, involved with athletics, and just really give back to the Reese Puffer community. So I'm very proud to introduce to you JT Fansler and Megan Barmis.
My name is JC Fansler. I'm a senior at Reese Puffer High School. I'm involved in soccer, varsity lacrosse, NHS, and student council as well. After high school, I plan to attend a four-year college and pursue a degree in engineering, hoping to attend the United States Naval Academy. And so, yeah, that's a little bit about me.
Hi, I'm Megan Barmis. I'm also a senior. I involve myself with varsity basketball, varsity volleyball, and varsity softball. I'm also involved in NHS and the leadership class at the high school, and I plan to attend MCC on the Promise, while also playing softball there.
Welcome, students, and to all of our guests. We're happy to have you here with us. We're ready for our program today, and I'm going to introduce Ryan Sturkenberg, who will introduce the program. Ryan?
Well, good afternoon, fellow Rotarians and guests. I'm Ryan Sturkenberg, and together with Randy Lindquist, we are the co-chairs of the New Generations Council. New Generations refer to the youngest generation of the family of Rotary. Many are participants in Rotary's youth and young adult programs, such as Early Act, Interact, Rotaract, and Rotary Youth Exchange. Others are service-minded young people involved in our Rotary Club and district activities. New Generations became Rotary's fifth avenue of service in 2010, and it is defined in Article 5 of the Standard Rotary Club Constitution, stating that New Generations recognizes the positive change implemented by youth and young adults through leadership development activities, involvement in community and international service projects, and exchange programs that enrich and foster world peace and cultural understanding. Today, we're very excited to talk to you about the direction that we are going with their New Generations program. And as you can see here up on the screen, we're going to ask each one of our committee chairs to come up and give a brief presentation on our progress and the future of the New Generations Council. So with that, again, we're going to start off with Bill O'Brien, and he'll be talking about the Interact program, or EARLYACT, excuse me.
All right, so EARLYACT, I feel like I have the best part of this, but I'm a little bit partial as well. Lincoln Park Elementary kicked off an EARLYACT program next year, and this is my top secret signal to John Nolan to go to the next slide too. So if you see that, that's what's happening. There is nothing better than watching 9, 10, 11-year-olds navigate what a service above self actually means. Watching them, you can see right here, leading each other, developing leadership skills. And one of my favorite parts of our EARLYACT group is you have the two facilitators, the adults in the room, but they're really not driving the action. And so that's part of what we're all about. And so last year they fundraised, far exceeded our expectations in terms of fundraising. They were able to co-sponsor a food truck. That was their local project. They were able to work with Heifer International to provide animals to villages overseas. So that was their world project. And then they had a school project that was supporting individual teachers and individual teacher needs. And so that was really the core of what they did for the year. And I know there are a few other EARLYACT groups throughout Muskegon County, but to really watch this group from where they started to where they have grown into giving back to this community, as some of them aren't even double digits yet, and to watch them serving and giving, and you can see the brainstorming that goes on and the leadership with each other. So really look forward to that growing this year. The 5th graders have now become 6th graders, and so we are launching now an Interact group at our middle school, and it's led by this group that kicked off last year. So that's a quick overview of our EARLYACT and the future of Rotary, if you ask me.
Good afternoon. I'm Doug Wood, and Bill, I challenge you to expand that to Ross Park, where my grandkids are going to school. So, and I already challenged the Mona Shores Interact Club to prepare the way for my 6 and 8-year-old that are coming their way. So, I'm here to talk about the Interact programs, and we are blessed. While we had kind of an interesting start to the year, we have 6 strong programs that are going to be developed through the year, and I think by the end of the year, you're going to see some amazing activity. I want to first take a look at the leadership that we have in each of those schools, and notice there are a couple of Rotarians and a few that aren't Rotarians, but it's early yet. We've got a chance to bring them in before the end of the year. So just know that these folks play an essential role in each of these schools in connecting to the kids and connecting the kids to service projects and all the things that we're doing. On the next slide, we're going to start by talking about Mona Shores. Boy, we went to a meeting the other day, and we had, I think, 25 or 30 kids in a classroom, and they were excited about what was going on. And some of the projects they're doing are listed there. I'm not going to read all the projects that the kids are doing because we don't just have that kind of time, but there are, they're reaching out to the community, trying to get blankets for folks. They're reaching out to the community, collecting cans, and they're working with the other schools. So know that Mona Shores is active and moving forward with their program. Next program I'd like to highlight is over at Muskegon High School. And thank you, Claire, for the work that you're doing there. And we've got an exciting group of kids that are going to the conference this weekend from Muskegon. It's happening there at Muskegon, and there's some really good things going on. And notice that you can get involved there too. So we're hoping that as we talk about Interact and what we're doing with the kids, you'll find places where you might be able to connect as well. So moving ahead to North Muskegon. North Muskegon's program is exciting always, and they started out the year. They just hosted a veterans breakfast. They're doing some things for Kids Food Basket, and again, they're reaching out. And thank you to Rotarian Danielle Risley for the work that she's doing with those kids and the leadership that those kids are showing. Next group is at Oak Ridge. Oak Ridge is an exciting thing for us because we really started the year not knowing if we were going to have an Interact program at Oak Ridge High School. But Michelle Weavers is stepped in to be the co-advisor. She's already, how many kids are coming? Eight are attending the conference this weekend. So we've got a whole bunch of kids that are really excited to get involved. And I expect a lot of really good things out of the Oak Ridge program. And Dom, we're going to get you involved with that. So Dominique Bunker is a proud graduate of Oak Ridge High School. Go Eagles, yeah. At Orchard View, Samantha Wilson is the advisor there. She's the principal at the high school, and she's really turned the leadership loose to provide leadership within the building and within the community. You can see that they're doing canned good drives, and they're going to be doing a Parents' Night Out fundraiser, which is kind of a unique fundraiser for these programs. They'll be doing that in the spring. Then at Reese Puffer, we have, hey, Reese Puffer Rockets, you're doing a great job out there. Some kids are stepping up, and they're going to be coming to the. We have at least one attending at the conference this weekend, and that leadership is going to provide some good things for the building and I think for their community. They're just getting started. We expect to give you some updates on their board and their leadership, but they're just getting started, and I think it's going to be solid. Next couple of slides are just pictures, and they're a chance for you to see some of what's going on in the buildings. Hey, folks, again, they're reaching out to the community, and as Rotarians, we certainly have some responsibility to help them understand what their role is in the community and what our role is in helping them. But I want to highlight, John's gone to the last slide, but there are some things I need to share with you. First off, we have a solid base to the Honduras and El Salvador trips this year. That's been something that's been part of Interact and Rotaract for quite a while. And because of the pandemic, we had to take a break on some of this, but we've got kids that are interested in doing this international service. So announcing today, although I'll admit that I announced it to an orientation this morning already, coming up on February 13th, get your calendars out and mark that date. We've got our chili cook-off. Now, I've already been told by Doug Brown, who's the other co-chair, by the way. We're the two Dougs, which sounds like a bad boy band to me, but that Doug Brown plans on winning again. Bill Oxterman has challenged that already. But the truth is, we haven't seen any of your chili yet, so I think there's probably a winning pot of chili out here in this room. But we're looking for 35 people that can cook chili on the 13th, and it's a pretty substantial fundraiser. So raise your hand if you've got the best chili recipe in Muskegon County. All right, I see some challengers out there. I'm glad to hear that. Right now, El Salvador has already 8 to 10 kids that are interested. We're just getting going with the recruiting for Honduras, but we've got 2 that are solid. They're going to need some support. They'll be out there trying to raise money to pay for their way. So know that there's going to be opportunities for you to pitch in and help those kids. District Interact conferences this weekend. We've got a bunch of kids going. Some are on the slides. This is a chance for them to experience other programs in the district, learn what those programs are doing, and get excited about leading their own clubs in their own schools. So we'll come back with a report on that, I suspect, sometime in the near future. So that's it for me as far as Interact. I'm excited. There's some really good things going on. And so I'm going to pass this along to Stephanie, who's going to talk Rotaract for us. I know she's here. All right, thanks.
I'm very short. Hi, all. I'm actually going to hand this over to Jamie, their club advisor. With Rotaract being unique, we're bringing it back, new leadership, new students, kind of just a whole new format of Baker Rotaract. So Jamie's going to give you a little bit of info along with Jillian.
Is there a slide in there? Yeah. Okay. Make sure you.
Hi, everybody. My name's Jillian Singleton. I am the president of the Rotaract Club at Baker. Some of our other members are Anna Childerhose. Is she the secretary? She is the secretary, and then Allie Ross is our treasurer. And then our other club members are Mikal Jones. And our club advisors, Kiana Roberts and Jamie Soa.
All right, next slide, please. As I was looking through Mr. O'Brien's slide, I was really proud to see my daughter in the Lincoln Park picture, so yeah. So our club is really new. We've only met 3 times, so we're really in the infancy stage at this point. So our first meeting was on October 2nd, so we've already grown 4 to 4 members, which I'm really proud of. It's really great for our team to be here today so that they can kind of see the bigger picture of, we're having these siloed meetings and what does the big picture look like. So our goal is to first grow our membership. So we have a club recruitment date scheduled. We have our first fundraiser coming up next weekend. So our second priority is to raise funds. So we're partnering with the Culinary Institute of Michigan to go pour wine at the International Food, Beer and Food Festival so that we can get some funds into our account. At the start of every single meeting, the students will always decorate bags for kids' food baskets. So we do that. We've put in a request for Toys for Tots to have bins around the campus. Our idea, because all of the students in the program are mostly from the medical programs, with the exception of Mikal. So we're looking for an opportunity, if anybody has a great idea for us, of where to allocate funds. And if anybody ever wants to come to our meetings, we'd love to have you. So, okay, thank you.
Life leadership, whoa, 75 years this year, started by our club in 1949, has to be a signature program of our district, and if it isn't, I want to talk to them. We have seen 7,000 young people go through this program from clubs all over the district. And we also provide opportunities for Interact leaders who are up and coming. This is the group from last year at Ferris. We're now at Ferris. We've been in 4 different locations over 75 years, starting at Camp Emery, which our club owned, that whole 40 acres there. There were 100 kids there last year from about 24 clubs in our district, meaning about 30 clubs don't even bother to sponsor students to this conference, and there's something wrong with that picture. We sent 19 students last year. We send more than anyone else. There's 3 missing from this photo, but I just wanted you to know that in this photo and the 3 that are not in it, 11 are involved in our Interact clubs. 11 out of 19. Of the 11, 3 are club presidents, 5 others hold office. We have an outbound in this picture who's now in Sicily representing Muskegon, Michigan, and Youth Exchange. We figure we might as well get them into a leadership mode of thinking because they're going to be leading and representing our country overseas. We have 2 inbounds in this picture from Austria and Thailand. Who can go back to Austria and Thailand with a little bit more enthusiasm about their own potential as leaders in the world someday. We budget almost $7,000 in our club to sponsor these students. And I want to thank Chauncey, Katie, Stephanie, Joni, Dave Ramos, and a bunch of you who have helped with interviewing these students on various campuses. We are already underway with recruiting. If you know of an auspicious sophomore who wants to be somebody in the world of leadership, either in their own Interact club or in their own high school, you need to let us know, because our policy is to send one student from all 14 high schools with a priority on encouraging Interact leaders at the sophomore level to come back to their Interact clubs and their high schools and make a difference in the next year or two that they have in their high school. That's why we're not after seniors. We're after Connor Smileys. We're after Zuri Labrenzes. So if you know of some kids, we get some great referrals from our own club. We're off and running. I get my paycheck from seeing these young people go out and do good in the world, and I know you do too. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Waiting for Dom to come up here. Hey.
Hey. I was scared for a second. I thought we were forgotten.
Yeah, yeah. So we're here to give an update on the Rotary Youth Exchange Program. As many of you know, we've been in a rebuilding stage as well, coming out of the pandemic in which it was shut down worldwide. We had the opportunity, Dom and I, which was great because we're both, relatively new to Rotary, having joined in the last couple of years, to jump in, and we did the district interviews for prospective outbound students for the following school year. It was a great opportunity to meet with Rotarians across this district. We were up in Camp Daggett for a full weekend, hanging out with these students, getting to meet them, and obviously interview them. It was just a really great experience. Every single kid that we interviewed is just so impressive and mature. They went through a first level of interviews and recruited by their local Rotary Club, all the way, from Sault Ste. Marie, from Canada, all the way down south to Holland. Just some of them, they had maturity levels that and intelligence that make me feel like they were just already adults. I know they're not, but very exciting. We had the most students, 5 of them. Yeah. We had 5 of them from Muskegon that we sent to be interviewed, and all 5 of them were accepted. So that's great news for our club. So the program's going strong. I've spoke too much already. I'm going to give it over to Dom, and she can talk about what we have coming up next.
We're going to go over time a little bit. I'm so sorry. I'm also a clapper, so apologize for that. One of the things I think is really important for all Rotary members to know, because I didn't know the terms or the terminology. So if you hear outbound, those are individuals that live here that are going out. This is all going to seem really intuitive, but I did not know. I did not catch it. All right. So if outbound, they live here, they're going out. Inbound, they don't live here, they came in. And then we have rebound, which is not a basketball term, apparently. And it's individuals that are readjusting back from after the term. So just a quick plug for those that are working on, and I'm going to talk quick, but this weekend we do have the Inbound Conference. So all of the inbounds in the district are meeting together. Thank you so much to Craig and Joni and Christy and everybody else that is putting in efforts here, but we need your help. One of the things that we have learned with our students that are coming in town or inbound are that community service isn't as ingrained in communities, and a lot of them might not have had community service experiences. So they have chocked this weekend full of community, different community service experiences, and also other little fun things that they can do in Michigan. So on Saturday, they're actually going to be kicking off the morning at Muskegon Heights Library, where they're actually going to be reading books in their own language to children. So if that is something, if you have children in your life or just want to come and see that, that is a great opportunity. But then we're also really in need of help with some Rotarians because we want to give these kids a chance to ice skate and be able to use our complex. But because we built the schedule so tight, we have a food truck that starts like right after ice skating. And if you've ever tried to take off skates and gear and different things, that takes a minute. So we are looking for some Rotarians to help us start the food truck while we're waiting for the inbounds to actually get there. And that's going to be at 1 p.m. If you are available to volunteer, please see me after the meeting. We'd love to be able to sign you up and get you scheduled, but just really looking forward to it.
Well, that pretty much wraps things up. I hope everybody enjoyed the presentation. I want to thank all of our committee chairs, certainly for putting together your presentations and getting the word out there. One of the things I want to stress is we've got so much exciting going on with this program, but we need volunteers. And anybody out here, new members, existing members, who have some time and want to come see what we're about, let us know, because we would really appreciate some time to talk to you about this. Do we have a quick minute for quick Q&A? Yeah, 5 minutes for questions. All right, so if there's any Q&As or questions for any of our committee chairs, feel free to ask away.
If you presented, you might want to get up here so we can hand you a mic if the question is yours. So, questions, raise your hand. Don't make these guys come up here for nothing.
Well, this is a really basic question along the lines of, excuse me, Dom not knowing the difference between outbound and inbound. And Rotary is full of terms that nobody ever explains and we all pretend we understand. So in that spirit, can you explain somebody, just for, of course I understand this completely, but for those who don't, the difference between interact, rotaract, cataract, tesseract, all of these different acts. Thank you.
I'm not familiar with the cataract part, but I can start with the early act, which was early act is for the elementary age and middle school age before they reach high school. And we have a very successful program there at Mona Shores, and like I say, it's going to expand. Interact is for high school students, 9 through 12, and it's strictly the high school program. And middle school. Oh, we have Interact in middle school as well? All right, see, I didn't even know all the things. And then Rotaract is our we focus on the colleges, MCC and Baker. You'll find Rotaract in other communities that are just young adults. And so college age, my daughter was a part of a Rotaract program in Grand Rapids, and she wasn't attending any of the schools there, but they had adults college age and a little bit older involved with the Rotaract. So that was another way to get involved with the Rotary. So.
I have a question. You told us there's a food truck at 6 o'clock.
No exceptions.
I can't get to it right now. Please tell us where.
Thank you for that. I was hoping somebody would ask me that because I was just so worried about rushing off of here. So we're going to be at the Lutheran Church on 540 Houston Avenue, and that's going to be from 1 to 3 on Saturday.
So Doug just sort of referred to it, to the Rotaract folks. Would you consider recruiting members to Rotaract Club that may not be matriculating at your college?
Yeah, so we would be open to members. Obviously, the issue is scheduling everybody together at once. So we are in the process right now of trying to determine what spring semester will look like as we're wrapping up fall. Right now, we're meeting on Mondays, but we'll be meeting on Wednesdays. And we're trying to figure out a way to allow for Zoom in so that students that commute to the campus can just Zoom in. So by all means, yes, we'd love members.
Doug mentioned trips to El Salvador and Honduras coming up for the next year. Would you tell the group what you will be doing in those two countries?
Well, okay, come on, Jen's going to provide the more complete answer, so I appreciate that.
In El Salvador, it'll be building 4 or 5 more homes in the village that the trip was in last year. They're expecting in the district probably 40 students from 10 or 15 clubs, plus a dozen chaperone adults, Rotarians to go. Honduras will be a new twist this year, and we need some Rotarians to consider this trip, March 2nd through 9th. They'll be building a library, well, not the physical library, but they will be constructing the insides of a library, the painting, the shelving, the cataloging of up to 2,000 books. Gail Ringelberg and the WeHop organization are involved in getting grants, and our club has been asked to support this. We have 2 students from Muskegon High School that are very interested in attending. They also want to go on the El Salvador trip. 2 students want to go on both trips. This is a first. But we need some Rotary support too. We need some Rotarians March 2nd through 9th to consider being a part of the Honduras trip. The chili cook-off, get your chili on, will raise funds for supplies for both trips. So that's the plan.
You bet.
It's actually just a quick question about the chili thing that you mentioned. I'm looking at the ticket price, and I thought we had discussed raising that price.
I can speak to that because I'm on that committee, and anybody else that would be interested in helping us plan this can join this committee. We took a look at the price, and we decided that we wanted to keep it where it was, because what we'd like to do is attract families to this situation. This is, I'm a little biased in this because I always use my son and his 2 boys as an example. They love the chili cook-off. They love the activity of it. And if we had raised it a whole lot more, it becomes a little untenable for some families. And so we'd like to keep it where it's a reasonable price for a family of 4 or 5 people to attend. So.
Yeah, we'll take donations, sure.
Absolutely. We're I'm going to be working with Christy right after the meeting, but we're going to kind of unveil the ticket process after the 1st of December. We're going to get through the holiday, but you'll be seeing information on how to buy tickets, how to sponsors, and also how to just make donations to the total. So thank you.
Can I say one last thing? I want to thank Ryan Sturkenberg and Randy Lindquist for agreeing to stay at the top of the ticket here for youth. The rest of us pay attention to what they think and what they want us to do. And we're taking some signals from Ryan. His presence today and Randy's presence speaks well for new generations for our club. So I'd like to offer our appreciation to both Ryan and Randy.
Well, thank you to all our presenters. We really appreciate it. We take great pride in what the youth in our community do through all that you do, the organizations you offer. As a sign of our appreciation for your presentation, we will be making a donation to Hand Wash. So your reach is extending beyond Muskegon. Hand Wash is a cooperative initiative between Tierra Nueva and Haiti and Champion Rotary District 6290 to provide clean water sanitation, and hygiene in rural areas of Haiti. And I just wanted to say that we did participate. We wrote a letter of support for the grant for the trip to Honduras, and it was awarded to them. And they will be looking for a little more money because there were so many district grants this year that they couldn't give everybody everything they asked for. So, stay tuned. So thank you so much, everyone. I turned my page here, hold on. Okay, it is birthday time. So we have some birthday people in the room. They are David Ramos, November 9th, Drew Moss, November 9th, Rich Kramer, November 11th, Mike Bogus, November 11th, and Chris Colley, November 12th. And as usual, your gift is I don't sing, and then you give us $10. And that goes to the Caring Connection that reaches out to your fellow Rotarians at those important moments in life. Last week, we had an absolutely fabulous program. It was so good that I just blew right past the spotlight moment. So we are going to have two this week. First up is Meredith Smiley.
My name is Meredith Smiley, and I am currently the Muskegon Rotary Foundation Chair. I took over for Ginny probably around the same time that she accepted her presidency for this year, and so I have taken over all of the foundation work. I am the director at Bethany Christian Services here in Muskegon. I have been married to my husband, Trent, for the last 26 years. We have one son, Connor, who is 14, and I joined Rotary because I really wanted to connect with like-minded individuals here in Muskegon as I transferred from the Holland office of Bethany to the Muskegon office of Bethany. So I'm the liaison to the district for everything that comes through the Muskegon Rotary Foundation, so including the Brave Rotarian contest, any contest that we may do for Polio Plus, as well as providing information to our other areas of vocation, such as DEI, youth exchange programs in regards to what funding we may have available for those opportunities through the foundation. Well, contributing to the Rotary Foundation allows you to take the money that you would want to invest in our community and having ownership of it. So you can specialize, or you can tell us exactly how you want your contribution used in the community, whether that's diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives, whether that's providing safe, clean drinking water abroad, whether that is helping youth study abroad, or for John Noling to create Interact programs. It also allows us to have an impact locally as well as globally. So if you really want to make changes in your community outside of volunteering your time, go ahead and give to the Rotary Foundation.
The Rotary Foundation, it is an excellent organization. And now, speaking of the district, you're going to hear from Gary Chenoweth, our district Rotary Foundation chair.
Hello, Muskegon Rotarians. This is Gary Chenoweth, past district governor and current foundation chair of District 6290. When you look at the 7 areas of focus, for the Rotary Foundation, one of them is providing clean water. And one thing that the Elk Rapids Rotary has been supporting for many, many years is Pure Water of the World. And through that organization, I had an opportunity to visit Haiti with other Rotarians. And that was a life-changing for me. I had no idea, how cushy my life was. But when you go to Haiti and you see people living in dirt-floored huts, we take so much for granted for water. But they spend hours every day providing or securing their daily water needs. I would like to to shout out to a couple of your members, President Jenny, for giving me this opportunity to share some of my thoughts with the club. with John Noling. I've gotten a chance to know John Noling. What an excellent leader for especially our district's Life Leadership Conference. And lastly, District Governor-elect Brianna Scott for stepping up to the plate, so to speak, and helping the district through a lot of key activities to make our district even stronger. And with that, lastly, your club obviously understands that the world, especially America, needs more Rotarians and not less. Your club's 240-ish members ranks #1 on our district, and it is purely appreciated.
At this time, it's my pleasure to do an induction of a brand new Rotarian. I invite Jeremy Garcia and Rachel Gorman to please come up. If you could go over to Jackie's side, that would be awesome, because it will work better. Thank you. Stand on those marks, okay? Which one is it?
Go ahead. Oh, wait.
You introduced Jeremy.
Oh, great. Sorry. Should I pay? No.
I was getting my stuff.
Yes, we're good. We're all good, everyone. Okay, it is my pleasure to introduce Jeremy Garcia, so I'm going to read his little bio. Jeremy graduated from Central Michigan University with a bachelor's in science in secondary education. Jeremy and his wife Melanie moved to Muskegon in 2016. He worked in the wholesale greenhouse industry for 11 years before becoming an entrepreneur. Jeremy and Melanie both own and operate Dreamstay, which offers unique short and long-term rental options, including themed houses such as a Star Wars house, a renovated fire station, and scenic drive resort here in Muskegon. Recently, they opened a boutique extended stay hotel on Clay Avenue, which is Dreamstay on Clay. Jeremy and his wife are proud Muskegon residents now and plan to grow old here. We're thrilled. They have one child, Elliot, who is the cutest and is also 2 years old, and they are expecting their second child in 1 week. So we were really thrilled to get Jeremy here today. Yes.
A prospective early act. Fellow Rotarians and honored guests, on behalf of the Rotary Club of Muskegon, it is my pleasure to induct a new member today. Jeremy Garcia, you have been chosen for membership in the Rotary Club of Muskegon because your fellow members believe you to be a worthy representative of your profession and that you possess the qualities that will help you exemplify the true spirit of Rotary in your public, business, social, and private life. By joining the Rotary Club of Muskegon, you become part of a worldwide organization of business and professional leaders united in fellowship and dedicated to encouraging and fostering the ideal of service, high ethical standards to help create goodwill and a more peaceful world. Because you are a member of the Rotary Club of Muskegon, you will be welcome to join the fellowship of any Rotary Club worldwide. Membership in Rotary is an honor and a privilege. With this privilege, there are obligations. The Muskegon Rotary Club asks that you attend the club's meetings regularly, perform your share of club service, and use your knowledge and talents to help Muskegon Rotary carry the principles of Rotary into the daily life of our community. Do you accept these obligations of membership? And he said, yes. That's great. Thank you. I'll give you this first. On behalf of the Rotary Club of Muskegon, I'm pleased to ask Rachel Gorman, your sponsor, to give you this Rotary pin so that your fellow Rotarians and the committee will recognize you as a Rotarian. Please wear your pin with pride. We will also present you with a plaque displaying the ideals of Rotary, a copy of the four-way test, and a membership directory. Finally, I have another challenge for you. My challenge is for you to share the gift given to you by your sponsor, Rachel Gorman. I ask that you invite another person of good character and commitment to Rotary's motto of service above self to join our club within the next 6 months. By sponsoring a new member, you will share the honor of becoming a Rotarian. Do you accept this challenge? He still says yes. That's great. Muskegon Rotarians, please rise. Jeremy Garcia, on behalf of the Rotary Club of Muskegon, I formally admit you to membership and welcome you as a member of our club. Fellow Rotarians, please recognize the newest Rotarian in the world, Jeremy Garcia. Congratulations. We're so happy. Welcome. I hope that was painless, other than the handoff there. Thank you. We are ready to not have any Paul Harris Awards, but to do our Brave Rotarians. And I turn it over to Meredith. Spin that wheel.
I'm actually going to ask Mike Vogus to spin that wheel. Oh, JJ Lewis. JJ, I'm very sorry. So again, in our theme of Rotary in Action, the Rotary Foundation uses our platform to promote peace. Rotary creates environments of peace. As a humanitarian organization, peace is a cornerstone of our mission. We believe when people work to create peace in their communities, that change can have a global effect. By carrying out service projects and supporting peace fellowships and scholarships, our members take action to address the underlying causes of conflict, including poverty, discrimination, ethnic tension, lack of access to education, and unequal distribution of resources. Our commitment to peace building today answers new challenges. How can we make the greatest possible impact? How can we achieve our vision of lasting change? We are approaching the concept of peace with greater cohesion and inclusivity, broadening the scope of what we mean by peace building and finding more ways for people to get involved. Rotary creates environments where peace can happen. Rotary provides $3.4 million in funding via 67 grants to promote peace-building initiatives yearly. Rotary's 4 rules in promoting peace are being practitioners, our work fighting disease, providing clean water and sanitation, improving the health of mothers and children, supporting education, and growing local economies directly builds the optimal conditions for peaceful societies. Secondly, we are educators. Our Rotary Peace Centers have trained more than 1,600 peace fellows to become effective catalysts for peace through careers in government, education, and international organizations. Thirdly, we're mediators. Our members have negotiated humanitarian ceasefires in areas of conflict to allow polio vaccines to reach children and families at risk. And we are advocates. Our members have an integral role as respected, impartial participants during peace processes and in post-conflict reconstruction. We focus on creating communities and converting groups that are connected, inclusive, and resilient. All right, one more today. Oh, Kathy Moore. Oh, it's Marcia. Excuse me, I didn't have my glasses on. So which one did it actually land on? Marcia? Okay. So this one is for you, Marcia, the Rotary Clubs. The heart of Rotary is our dedicated members who share the ideals of service, friendship, diversity, integrity, and leadership. Rotary Clubs bring together people across generations who wish to make lasting change in the world, in their communities, and in themselves. Rotary and Rotaract members around the world strengthen their connections to friends and neighbors taking action through service. From big cities to rural villages, Rotary is changing communities like yours. 46,000 clubs are chartered by our global organization, Rotary International, headquartered in Evanston, Illinois. So we're learning things today. For administrative purposes, the more than 46,000 clubs worldwide are regrouped into 529 districts, and the districts into 34 zones. Also, famous Rotarians, in addition to Marcia Hovey Wright, are Franklin D. Roosevelt, Gerald Ford, John F. Kennedy, Charles Lindbergh, Walt Disney, Neil Armstrong, Orville Wright, Thomas Edison, Colonel Sanders, and Luciano Pavarotti. Thank you, Marcia and JJ.
Thank you to everyone who is supporting the Rotary Foundation through your participation. We appreciate it. We're ready for some announcements. If I know I have 4 people that want to make announcements, if you can come up and get ready up here. I have just a couple of my own. The calendar slide, please. Okay, important Rotary dates that you'll want to know. We are not meeting on Thursday, November 23rd. You have to cook your own turkey. We're not doing it. Our annual holiday luncheon, where we encourage people to invite a guest. It will be Thursday, December 14th. And at that meeting, we also, it's considered our annual meeting, and we will have our board elections. We will not meet on December 21st or December 28th, but we will welcome you back to a brand new year of Rotary on January 4th, 2024. Rewind does not meet tonight, and I'm ready for my first person up.
Hi, everybody. Nancy McCarthy here. Great big thank you to all of the folks that helped present the program last week. Could I have all my character actors and my table hosts stand one more time, please, for a great program. And with that, several people have said they are now going to read the book because they were kind of excited about the program. So Kathy Moore has graciously offered her place over at the new health department, the old Baker College facility. And we're going to be planning another discussion in early December. So we'll put something in the room if you're interested in furthering the discussion we started last week. We'll welcome you to do that. Thanks.
Madam Ex-President, past President,
yes, yes. After all of the wonderful things that we learned about that we need money for, I'm reversing it because my committee actually gives money away. An applause, please, come on. Really, really. No, the Muskegon Foundation grant cycle is open now. We've talked about that a couple of weeks ago. Just wanted to remind you that we will be accepting letters of inquiry through the month of November. And any organization that is going to meet the Rotary goals of activity and our priorities, which are community development, activities of benefiting youth, activities for healthier Muskegon County, appreciation and celebration of inclusion and diversity, leadership training, and international service. If you know any organization that's participating in that and would benefit from a grant between $5,000 and $15,000, go to the, direct them to the Muskegon Foundation, Muskegon Rotary, the Muskegon Rotary Club website, and it will give you the instructions on who's eligible, who's not, and how to proceed with this application. And again, we will be making our first cut at the end of November.
The first cut is the hardest, I've heard, just saying. Oh, deepest, okay, I stand corrected. We are ready for your favorite time. It is raffle. Steve Tomzak, what are we going for first? $20 right off the bat. $150. Oh, and Jackie Fisher.
give me the honors? $10.
$10.
081.
081. Oh, we have a winner. Whoa. Now the chance to win back your investment. 160. Hey, wonderful. Well, we hope you enjoyed the meeting as well as winning $5, so. All right, next week's program is the Rotary Foundation Facts and Fun. You'll have to come and see if that is possible, but it's going to be. And there will be a prize, just saying, that's in there. Okay, if everyone can rise, we'll close with the four-way test. Of the things we think, say, or do, is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it be goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? We are adjourned. Go have a good weekend. Create some hope in the world.